the mindfulness is not in place. Mindfulness is a massive key to this because mindfulness helps us be able to focus and receive information. Okay, just remember that. Mindfulness helps us focus and receive information. All right, and that's so important that I say that. Now, what I will say to you is when we have a difficult time with mindfulness, there is a saying that we have, we describe it as something. Can anybody tell me what that is? Can anybody think what that could be? When we have a difficult time with mindfulness, when we have a difficult time with focusing, can anybody tell me what they think that's called? Georgie Morris.
That's it. Monkey mind.
Correct. Well done. Well done. And monkey mind is when we have lots of information coming in, all right, but not information just for a specific direction, i.e., the future for ourselves or anyone else. It's information coming in about anything. I've left the oven on, lights turned on, dash hands at the side of me. Oh, I've got an itch, or a scratch. Oh, ouch, dying to go to the toilet. Do you get it? That's all monkey mind talk. That's all talk which is involuntary. What we've got to dive back. And the more we can dive back that monkey mind, that involuntary mind talk, it frees the other informative information for what we're looking for to come in. Can you all see that? Yeah? 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 Perfect. So, one would say, what could we do to do this? Well, there's a few things, first of all. The most easiest one, and that's why I've given you all a candle, and I find it the easiest one and the most effective. You know, it's simple, it's not anything complex, it's just staring into a candle flame. A candle flame gives off a wave called theta. Okay, gives off a wave called theta. Just find my notes there. And that wave of theta calms our mind down. Okay, that's the light. It gives off a theta wave. Okay, calms our mind down. Okay, I just want to point out, can anybody, I know it sounds mad, this is a bit of science, and I don't know how it'll all come out for those who are a bit confused at the moment. Can anybody tell me in beats, I know it sounds mad, in beats, what the rhythm of theta waves are? No? Okay, probably I've confused you there. So, okay, so we have a candle flame, and we stir into that candle flame, and there gives waves of energy which passes through our eyes and calms down our brain, reacts with our brain. Okay, so those theta waves come in beats. Okay, they come in beats, and the best way I can tell you is, you don't hear that, but what's going on is those non-physical beats are calming your brain. It's a bit mad, isn't it? Now, those non-physical beats of energy, they're going dunk, 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 like that, okay? and our brain is starting to focus, chill, and everything's starting to die back, okay? And when we focus into that candle, okay, can anybody tell me what that type of a focus is called? And what we're about to do with our crystal reading for the future is a form of that. Anybody put their hand up and tell me what it's called, please? Yeah, Debbie, please, if you'd like to unmute.
Is it scrying?
Ah, that is a form of it, but there is an absolute form of it before that, okay? Scrying is the focus, it's looking, and anybody can tell me the absolute form? Begins with a T. Begins with a T. It's the absolute form using focus. Using focus. Can anybody tell me? Yes, Jill Shields.
Is it trance?
It's Trakata reading.
No, I don't know that one.
Okay. Spelt. Let me spell it to you. Trataka. Trataka. And it's when we focus and gaze into something. Okay? Trakata reading. And that is the first forms of scry. So there you go, Debbie, that's where it comes in. Okay. And for us to get into a state to be able to do anything Trakata, we have to be able to dive back our monkey mind, Georgie. And diving back our monkey mind is one of the main aims. Okay. Now, so one of the other things that we need to know, well, how does this help us with reading crystals? So, how many's got the crystals? Where's your crystals, everybody? Have you got them in front of you there? Brilliant. And some of you have only got the picture. That doesn't matter. Crystals also give off an energy. Science tells us that each crystal gives off an energy, okay? There's a bit of baloney with some of it as well, I've got to say to you. You're not going to put that crystal in your pocket and all of a sudden be the best lover in the world. Okay, it's not going to happen. All right. Crystals give off an energy. The different levels of crystal, the different chemical composition of a crystal gives off the different strengths of energy. Okay, just remember that. Okay, and crystals which have more color usually have more compound. Just remember that, will you? Crystals that have more color usually have more compounds, so usually have more energetic qualities. Okay. Now, whereas am I losing everybody? Are you all with me? Anything you need to understand or anything you don't understand, do just say, put your hand up and I'll answer your questions. So remember, the light, the flame of a candle, okay, gives off theta waves. Theta waves come in beats. You get me? So look, it's going. Crystals give off vibration. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, so a Trakata flame is beating, calming you down. So if you were in a room as a human being, and you were in the dark and you sat there, and all there was all of a sudden your brain would move into a zone called hypnagogic, okay? Because your brain would start to calm, and that's where we get hypnotism, the derivative hypnotism from. It would move into an hypnagogic state because it would just be boring. There'd be nothing else. Just that. So your mind would calm and still. Okay? So just remember, I'm putting it to you. With a gemstone, a crystal, as I say, each crystal's made up differently. The stronger the colour, the higher the vibration. So like sort of the lapis. That would be a much stronger vibration because it's got more colour. Can you all get that? Okay. So don't think a little chunk of that big is going to really be life-changing and effective. Okay. Some people would like to believe that. No. However, it is giving an energy. If it's a small bit of crystal, it's giving you a small bit of energy. Okay. And that vibration, the way that crystals work is that vibration, okay, blends with our life vibration. Okay. So crystals give off vibration. And when we use crystals, that vibration, when we hold a crystal, blends with our life, our vibrational energy as a human being. Okay. And when the two blend, okay, it starts to affect us. Okay. So has everybody heard of the auric field? Yeah, all heard of that? Yeah, the electromagnetic vibrating field, changing colour all the time, which surrounds every living, breathing life force on Earth. Yeah, you all get that, don't you? It also surrounds every dead life force in the afterworld, but we're just using it for that. So these crystals, this vibration interferes with that energy in our auric field. Thus, we use crystals sometimes for healing. Some people use them now for massage because it interferes. But also, what it does is it helps us. If we use a crystal, it helps us to start to energify. It starts to build up the vibration so that our brain is kind of almost motored, almost supported to get clearer information in the subliminal way that we want, i.e. the future. So when we use a crystal, the crystal's like sort of mind supportive for us. Sounds mad. Okay. So has everybody got, in some way, has everybody come into contact with a piece of amethyst? Put your hand up if you come into contact with a piece of amethyst. Yeah, brilliant. So if somebody comes into contact with a massive chunk of amethyst, it's got to be big. I've got a big chunk of it somewhere around about this big, like this, big piece. When you come in contact with that, you start to feel an energy give off from that. Okay? Can you understand what I'm saying? Because it's a big chunk of amethyst. So you start to, number one, if you put your hands in there, it starts to feel chilly, quite cold as well. The vast amounts of crystals, because they vibrate, by the way, give off a cold feeling. It's very, very difficult to warm a crystal, but I don't know if you realise that. It will always feel cold. Okay? If it's a cracked crystal, it could go warm. It's mad that, isn't it? Some people, there's a lot of crystals on the market as well, what are not real crystals. They're just coloured glass. And you can always tell. Does everybody know the way you can tell a crystal from being real? Go on, Georgie. Excuse me.
It's like you say, the cold to the touch of the cheek, but the other sort of warm.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
how I feel it.
Yeah. If you have a piece of crystal, what's just a coloured piece of glass, it can go warm. You can hold it in your hands, it goes warm. If you have a piece of crystal which is not a chunk of glass, but a real piece of crystal, whether it be formulated in I don't know, a factory or whatever, or natural, that crystal will stay cool because of the vibration. So that's very, very important to say that to you. And it's very important that you know that, okay? So vibration doesn't only interfere with our auric field and can be used for other things, the vibration of crystals, it also powers our behavior, our patterning, our vision within our third eye. So just remember that. That's why we come in with this element of using crystals to power up our third eye. So when we use these crystals, okay, we kind of can use them in two ways. There is going to be a couple of experiments we're going to be doing shortly with the crystals, where we're going to be giving the crystals operative meanings, okay? It's a bit mad, okay? Because whilst people will tell you, i.e., I don't know, rose quartz is good for your love life, okay, I will never know where that's come from because it's not a fact. It's a man-made thing, okay? Don't you think that's crazy? Okay? What rose quartz has ever jumped out of a rock and said, I'm best for your love life? They can't even speak. It's nonsense, okay? So when we read crystals, what we do is we give them operative meanings. And that's why, for those who have not got crystals, you should have that page handy. Okay, we've emailed it for those who have not brought your crystals, but we give them operative meanings, and those operative meanings will support our mindset when we're moving into the future shortly. Okay, are you all to date with me? Has anybody any questions? No, you're all getting it. I'm trying to make it simple. You're all getting it, yeah? Perfect. So when we move into that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be then allowing the crystals to power up our inner ability to see things coming up to the future. So when Cheryl said about the caravan, she's going to then be, because she didn't have anything powering her up, because she wasn't as concentrated as she could have been, she only got that square of information. So in having something to focus on and something that interferes with our life vibration and fuels our ability to have vision, okay, she should be able to get more information for the future because she's focusing on something that's giving her a vibration, something that's interfering with her normal sequence of thoughts. Plus, she's making a choice, the future. Can you all get that? Yeah? So, that's number one. So, with that in mind, together with dialing back our monkey mind and becoming more mindful, we should be able to relatively do future vidente proficiently. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to, firstly, we're going to just quickly talk about the stones. Can I just say, is there anybody who's not got the front page? If you've got the stones, you've either got the stones or the front page. Has anybody got the front page? Everybody who's not got the stones, you've got the front page. Yeah, Jill, you've got the front page. Jen Moody. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, this is what I need you all to do. Okay. I want you to look now at the crystals. There's the lapis lazuli, that one. And then you've got lepidolite, rose quartz, black. Sorry, I'm rubbish with the pronunciation. Chalcedony, the amarettine goldstone, which is glass. Okay, we threw that in as a little. I know that sounds a bit mad to you lot, but that's a little bit of a red herring there. Rutilated quartz and red jasper. Okay, so you've all got those little pictures, or you've got the actual stones there. Can I just say to you, each one of them is given a meaning or a reason why we use it. Okay, but there's got to be something. There's a piece of information I've got to make you aware of. Okay, the information is the stones and what they help you with only come from folklore, not a fact. Okay, so will you please remember that the stones only come from folklore and not a fact. And that is so important. She's all right to stay, Barry. She can leave the door open, Barry, just in case she needs to go out. So, for instance, the lapis. It's supposed to be a stone of wisdom, intuition, truth. It's a powerful crystal that instigates a deeper connection to the future. Okay? But really what it should say is because it gives off a vibrational energy, if it's a bigger crystal, you can find your teeth chattering. If you hold a crystal that big, what you've got, you'll probably have a minute bit of energy, but what it will do is it will power your higher psyche. Okay, it'll power that little TV screen, which is what you're going to be using for the future. What it's saying is only folklore and origins, spiritual beliefs, but not facts. They can't be facts because it can't be. The only fact we know is that science tells us that the different the different makeup of crystals gives us the different levels of vibration. The deeper the colour, the greater the vibration. And vibrational energy, when it comes close to our own living vibration, our auric field, it interferes with it. So just remember that is a fact. The rest of it is only a kind of a, I don't know, a bit of a difficult one. Okay, it's only a bit of, well, folklore. That's what it is. You know, people years ago, people would use crystals for all sorts of really crazy things. Okay, bringing about negatives. You know, somebody had a husband who had an affair in the 1600s or 1500s, you know, they'd throw some crystals out there and try to kill him. It's a bit of a crazy thing. They do all those sorts of horrible things, wishing them bad luck through the crystals. It's just not, they're just not facts. They're not things that can be relied upon. Just remember that. So just remember that when we're doing this. So what we're going to do, everybody, is first of all we're going to do some Trakata. We're going to do some gazing through the candle. We're going to dial back our thoughts and we're going to move into mindfulness. Now, what I'll need you all to do is you'll all have a little explanation of the crystals you've got, okay, as I say. And what we're going to do is we're going to give those crystals meanings to support your future, okay? We're going to do that through dialing back our monkey mind, and we're gonna come into mindfulness, and we're going to see what we can come up with these meanings first, and then everybody will have different meanings, and that's what we need you to do, by the way, okay? Because what we're going to do is we're going to get you to see the future for each other as well as me. Okay, is that a bit crazy? I'm sure you'll all be fine, okay? I'm sure you'll all be fine. So, okay, so we've just been running an hour. We're just going to take 2 minutes for everybody who needs to use the loo, because this next bit requires a lot of concentration. So it's now 7 minutes past 8 UK time. If you can come here just after 10 past back, just gives you 5 minutes if you need a drink or anything, and come back with your candles lit, if you will. All right, see you in a moment.